Okay, so today is a little bit of a maintenance day on the RS. We're going to be doing rear pads and rotors. This car desperately needs brakes done, and that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, you guys may have seen a little sneak peek in my previous videos, but we do have four pot and 2-pot brakes from a GDWRX that we're going to be putting on the car eventually, but they need to be completely rebuilt and refinished, all that good stuff. So we're holding off on that for right now until I get everything together to rebuild those and repaint them and whatnot. But we're gonna go ahead and be doing pads and rotors anyways, because I bought these a long time ago, maybe 3-4 months ago, and I'm just now kind of getting around to putting them on the car. So we're gonna go ahead and get started by taking these wheels off, and we'll do one side at a time. Also, you guys, stay tuned for next week's video. We have a welder now. We also have Subi savers. So alright, so this is what we're working with. You can see these rotors are in really bad shape. The pads, they still have a lot of material on them, but they are also not in the best shape. Yeah, let's go ahead. Oh, look at that, dude. That's rough. A broken glass while I'm thinking in my head. I mind my own, I don't even break a sweat. Oh, this matters is insane. Why you still live in vain? This one is worn pretty evenly. There we go. We got the other pad off, and look at this. Got the rest of the caliper off. It is very rough, but you know, this is what we got to work with for now until we get the WRX brakes ready to go. So I kind of forgot where we left off, but this is where we're at. So when I was pulling the rotors, caliper, brake pads, all that good stuff off, I noticed that my e-brake pads or shoes or whatever they just kind of fell off. So had to run and grab some new ones. So we're gonna be doing that as well. Unfortunately, the new e-brake shoes don't come with all of the springs and stuff, which that's all right here. So I'm gonna have to reuse the old stuff, but I think it'll be fine. So we're gonna go ahead and start getting everything back together, and then we'll move on to the other side. Okay, so it has taken me forever to get to this point because stuff is so corroded and rusty and all that good stuff. But we got the new e-brake pads on, or shoes, or whatever you call them. They're currently behind there. I've got it adjusted correctly, I think. So we will see about that. But got the rotor on. We're gonna go ahead and get the caliper and pads on and move on to the other side. Alright, so we about got everything ready to go. I got the pads in, and we got this little caliper tool from Advanced Auto. It's like 10 bucks. but the caliper came out a little bit, so I got to press it back in, and then it will be ready to go on. And just like that, the driver's side is done. That took entirely too long, but everything's there and we're good to go. So we can go ahead and move on to the passenger side, and that should go a lot faster than this side did. So here's a look at the passenger side. Here's a before and here's an after. So obviously if I had more time I would paint the caliper, but kind of in a rush to get this done because, as you can see, the car is halfway in the garage and I can't just leave it like this overnight, so I need to get this done ASAP so I can move the car and shut my garage. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out, and I'll try to show you guys a little bit of the e-brake shoes, pads, whatever you want to call it, but I'm gonna try and knock this side out as quickly as possible. So unfortunately I had to stop filming the other night while I was doing the brakes on the car. Kind of got in a hurry, had somewhere to be, so I needed to get the car finished and get it out of this spot so I could close the garage up and lock it. But anyways, we did get the rear brakes on and new rotors, new pads. We got the parking brake shoes on the driver's side, but I was not able to get them on the passenger side. So basically the car is not drivable right now. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find all of the new hardware, like the new springs, retainers, and all that good stuff local, so I had to order it. But basically one of the parts on the passenger side failed and it needs to be replaced. So when you drive the car now, it has a little bit of a grinding noise because the parking brake shoe isn't seated correctly because one of the retainers is broken. So I've got parts coming in the mail, so unfortunately this will have to be a two-part video, but I'm gonna go ahead and upload this one anyways and just show basically the process of getting the driver's side completely redone, because the driver's side is fine, it's just the passenger side. I could leave the driver's side, but I've got new parking brake hardware coming in, so I'm gonna redo all of that when I go to do the passenger side. But unfortunately we'll have to leave this video on kind of a cliffhanger, but once I get that new hardware in, we'll continue on and post a part 2 of this, because I know there's very few videos on how to do the parking brake shoes, so I'm going to try and make it as detailed as possible when that time comes. So that's pretty much going to be it for this week's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.